You don't mean to break their heart. None of us do. But right now, sitting by a door, or watching you from across the room, your dog is keeping score. Not the way a person would, but they are watching. They are running a private election every single day, and you are the only candidate on the ballot. Every interaction you have with them is a vote. They can't ask you how the relationship is going, so they tally the votes using the only data they have, your behavior, to figure out if they are safe, wanted, and loved. This diagram compares a human brain to a canine brain. Notice this area, the prefrontal cortex. That's the hardware humans use to process nuance and context. Dogs don't have it. Emotionally, they experience love, fear, and joy at the cognitive level of a 2.5-year-old human. When you ignore a toddler, they don't think, Mom is busy with an email. They think, Mom doesn't see me. Your dog's brain takes that exact same route. They don't see a delayed walk and assume you had a late shift. They take the delay at absolute face value. Because they lack that contextual hardware, they can't give you the benefit of the doubt. Every rushed routine, every absent-minded scratch, they process it as a literal, immediate vote on their worth. From their side of the leash, our small mistakes just sound like, you don't love me right now. Let's look at what that actually means on a random Tuesday. It's 6:45 a.m. Your dog has been awake for an hour, but he stays quiet because he's learned that waking you results in a sharp tone. You finally stumble into the kitchen, grab your coffee, and immediately check your phone. You don't even look at his bed. To us, it's just a sleepy, blurry morning. But to a dog who has spent the last 8 hours waiting for you to return to consciousness, the greeting is everything. By skipping it, you've just cast the first vote of the day, I don't see you. At 7:30, you're out the door for a quick walk. You're thinking about your commute. He stops at a tree to investigate a layered, complicated smell. And because you're rushing, you give the leash a quick yank and pull him away. That sniff isn't a distraction. For a dog, it is their primary cognitive enrichment. Yanking them away communicates that their deepest interests, the things that engage their brain the most, are entirely irrelevant to your world. Then comes the exit. You guide him into his crate, close the latch, and let out a long, heavy sigh because you're running 5 minutes behind. Let that sit with you. It's not even 9 a.m. You love this animal. You buy him expensive food and soft beds. But in his translation, you've already cast 3 clear votes that his presence is a burden. By noon, the house is quiet. Your dog is sleeping. Meanwhile, 4 miles away at the office, you get a message from your boss that sends your stress levels through the roof. You might think your dog is safe from your bad mood as long as you're in different zip codes, but dogs and humans share a biological mechanism called emotional contagion. Over time, their internal chemistry actually synchronizes with ours. This chart shows that chemical bond. The blue line represents your cortisol levels spiking after that message, and the second line is your dog's cortisol, rising right along with yours. You are stressed, so they are stressed. Suddenly, the air in the empty living room feels incredibly heavy to them. Their heart rate goes up, their muscles tense, but they have no concept of an inbox, a deadline, or a boss. Because they can't trace that anxiety back to an external cause, they try to solve the equation with the only variable they know. They assume they did something wrong. Even separated by miles, your bad day becomes their bad day. They spend the afternoon metabolizing a punishment they can't comprehend, just waiting for a chance to make it right. When you finally walk through the door at 6 p.m., you're still carrying all that tension. Your shoulders are tight, your voice is flat. You drop your bags, kneel down, and wrap your arms around your dog in a tight hug. You're just looking for comfort. You don't notice that his body has gone completely stiff. Here is the translation error. To a primate, encircling someone with your arms is a gesture of safety. To a canine, it is a restriction of movement. It's a display of dominance. When you trap a dog who is already giving you subtle signs of discomfort, you are telling them their physical boundaries don't matter to you, and that tension spills over into dinner. You accidentally knock a piece of food off the counter. Your dog's instincts kick in, and he grabs it. Exhausted, you snap. You yell no, much louder than you meant to. The reaction is instant. The ears flatten, the tail tucks, the head drops. He had no way of knowing that food wasn't his, but the sharp tone from the person he relies on cuts right through him. When you punish an animal for a natural instinct instead of managing their environment, you teach them that you are entirely unpredictable. And unpredictability is terrifying. Another vote cast. From his side of the leash, the home isn't a safe den right now. It's a volatile space where his natural behaviors make the person he loves angry. By 9:30 p.m., the adrenaline has finally worn off. You sink into the couch. Your dog creeps over, tentatively resting his chin on your knee. You sigh and absently scratch behind his ears. He leans into your hand. His eyes close. The yelling, the rushed walk, the heavy air, it is all forgiven, instantly. Dogs don't possess the brain architecture to harbor resentment. They can't build a case against you or seek premeditated revenge. They only know how to exist right now, in this exact second, under your hand. This chart represents the quiet tally they keep. Bad days are forgiven, but those daily votes accumulate, building a permanent baseline of emotional security. A consistently loved dog becomes a different animal than one guessing your mood. You can't be their whole world part-time. I've made every one of these mistakes myself. I've sat on the kitchen floor in tears, realizing what my dog had been telling me. But the magic of dogs is that even when we get it wrong, they keep voting yes. They keep believing in us. This is what it looks like when they finally feel safe, when the votes add up to a solid, unbreakable conclusion that they are wanted. They are the easiest beings on earth to love correctly. We just have to slow down enough to show them. So close this video, walk into the other room, find your dog, and start casting better votes.